Hello, Dawn here from Dawn's Inspirations. I shared this project over on Facebook. It was a sample I've made ready for a Crafter's Companion demo day I'm doing on Thursday the 17th of October at the Chesterfield shop, Crafter's Companion Chesterfield shop. So I shared this over on Facebook and a lot of you have asked if I would do a video tutorial on how to make it because you want to make one too. It's a great little box. And then as we open it up, you've got all those nice triangles in there. But I've done a hinge lid so you can pop your little goodies in there. So these are perfect for those little toiletries that you can get from the shops, ready for Christmas. You can do a nice little toiletry set. You could put little gin bottles in here as well for a gin lover. So there's lots of different ways that you could use this box. So I've made this using the Crafter's Companion double-sided box dies, and I've used the triangular one, and for this project I'm using the smaller one and the little tag as well. So let me show you how I've done it. So with your double-sided box dies, you've got your die itself. You'll notice on one side you've got a ridge that comes in. This is your box base, and this is the measurement that you're going to use to make this project. So grab yourself a pen and paper, and I'm going to give you all the measurements as I go along so you two can create your own. On the reverse you've got your box lid, but we're not using that for this project. If you wanted to make your triangles a little bit bigger, you'd have to adjust your measurements, but I'm going to give you the measurements for the box base. So the first thing you want to do is to cut yourself 12 box bases. Okay, so you're going to cut yourself 12 box bases. Now the thing is, when you cut your bases, you're obviously cutting your lids. So you could do what's called a twofer. So you could cut your box base and your box lid in one go, and then you could make one with box base and one with box lid, but you'll just need to adjust your measurements. Okay, so I'm just using some tacky glue on here for quick grab. So that's what I like to do. You can use the Crafter's Companion tape pen. That works really well for boxes. But I'm just using tacky glue because I'm just thinking if I'm going to be putting products in there, say like little bottles, I want it to hold the weight. So, and then I'm just clipping those just with some little paper clips just while we get that quick grab. So this is going to be the base, and then this is going to be the lid. So for your lids, what you're going to do is you're going to cut up one of the score lines straight. I'm saying lid, this is still box base, but it's going to be the lid that goes on the top of here. It's going to be the bit with the hinge. Okay, so you're going to cut one so you've got a straight edge. This is going to be your hinge. And then on this side you're just going to do a little angle in. On this side you're going to do a little angle in. On this side you're going to do a little angle in. And on this side you're going to do a little angle in. So you've got that shape going on. So you've got straight bottom, angled sides, ready to go. So that is going to be one of your hinged lids. All right. So the next thing we need to do, while that's just drying off, is to score our cards. So I've got a piece of Centura Pearl. I'm doing all this, the base of this, all in Centura Pearl. Okay. So I'm using all Centura Pearl for the base. So I've got my piece of base and I've cut it measuring 4 inches high because I've decided that I'm going to do my boxes 4 inches high. If you want to go taller, this is where you'll do it taller. Okay, and then this is measuring 11 3/4, but we're going to do some score lines. So I'm just going to bring in my scoreboard, and this is where you're going to start scoring. So I've got the inches side here, I hope you can all see. So I'm going to go, now these boxes, if you measure this, let me just bring a ruler so you can see what I'm talking about, because this will help you if you want to make the other size. So your base is measuring 2 inches. But because it's Centura Pearl, I want to give it just a little bit more room. I'm going to score at 2 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going 2 1/8. And you're going to do the same all the way along. So I'm going to, well, not all the way along, you're going to go do 2 1/8. So you're going to do 4 lots. You're going to do 4 then and 2/8. That's 4 inches, then 2 of the notches. The next one is 6, but you're going to need 3 notches now. 1, 2, 3. So that's to fold over for our triangle box, and then I'm going to do a 4th one. So you're then going to go at 8, and of course 4/8 is a half, and you're going to score there. So you've got 2 1/8, 4 2/8, 6 3/8, and 8 1/2. So let me just move this out of the way, and there I'm going to then cut that. So you can pop that in your paper trimmer, in your guillotine. I'm just going to cut that quickly by hand. So that's that bit done. So this is to wrap round our box, and because it's Centura Pearl, go now in with your bone folder and really burnish the folds. With these projects with the boxes, the trick is to make sure your folds are nicely burnished. Okay, so that's all nicely done. So now I'm going to take this off because that's already done. So that is my base. So we're going to pop this inside here. So I'm going to pop some tacky glue on 3 sides. I'm using tacky because you've got the quick grip there, and because it's Centura Pearl, it'll hold it nicely. So you're going to position this to one end with the outside bit coming on the outside, and then you're going to fold that piece over and fold that piece over. So you're just folding the 3 pieces at the moment. Okay, and then I like to just go in with my bone folder and just go around on the sides. In fact, I'm going to go in with my score tool and just give that a rub for that glue to take off. You got this flap here, do not worry about that. We're going to use that now to make our attach our hinge and make it look all nice. So I'm going to pop some glue on my hinge here, and that is then going to attach to the outside here, and I find it's quite easy just to pop that on the inside like that. So that's going to go on the outside there, so you got that effect. And then again with the tacky glue, you're going to cover all this area. This is going to help with the stability of your box. You know, you're going to make these boxes and people are going to open and shut them and probably keep their toiletries in them, so you want it all so it's going to last. I'm just going to open that out again. That's it. So then just press that down so I know that's taken in. In fact, let me just snip those 2 bits off. Okay, so this is where you just need to be patient and let that glue take off, because I have put quite a lot of glue on there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pop the insides back in, and then I'm just going to pop that to one side to dry while I show you all about the decoration. So you are now going to decorate your boxes. Okay, so you're only going to decorate 2 sides. This side is going to be glued to the inside, and you're going to decorate your lid. So for the decoration, so have you got your pens and papers ready? So for the boxes themselves, and let me just double check on this because I don't want you to be wrong. So, ooh, get my inches. I work in inches, I'm afraid. So you got 1 7/8 of an inch across. This is for your backing. I've double matted. I think it looks more elegant. So for your plain cardstock, you're going to go 1 7/8 of an inch by 3 3/4 of an inch. And then for your pattern paper, you're going to go 1 5/8 of an inch by 3 1/2 inches. And then with the Elegance, I found the ink that works really nicely with them to go around the edges, because I've just inked around the edge of the paper, is the Sandstorm Harmony. So I've used that to ink all my edges. Okay, so that can then come on here. Now to cut the piece for the lid, what I've done is I've used my tag die to actually cut the papers. Perfect size. And then for the cardstock, I've laid my die on the cardstock, drawn round the edge and cut that out. And that gives you the perfect matte layer for your boxes. So a little top tip there. So let's start gluing these on. So we're going to start with the lid one. Still a little bit wet, just needs a bit of time to take off, but it'll happen, don't worry. So I'm going to pop some tacky on there. So this is the bit that opens, so you can see I've got the whole piece there where the bit that opens, and I'm going to show you how we're going to attach a little handle. And then the two side pieces are going to go on the sides there. So you're just putting those on the two pyramid sides, okay? Nowhere else at all. So to make this box where you've got 6 triangles, you're going to need 12 pieces of your cardstock at that measurement, and 12 pieces of your pattern paper at that measurement. I'm just holding that on for a minute so that takes. Okay, so while that is all grabbing, I'm going to pop that to one side just to dry. I'm going to bring in the piece now that's going to wrap all the way around the edge. So that is this piece here. This is the outside of this. This is this piece here that's going to wrap all the way around the edge. Okay, so I've got a piece of cardstock. So this cardstock measures, I've gone 4 1/8 of an inch, just so I've got that 1/8 of an inch just to cover those around the edge. And this is measuring, I've got up to 15 3/4. So this is a piece of A3. I've just used some A3 card and cut a strip along, so I've got no joins. And then what you're going to do with this is you're going to score at 2 1/4 inch intervals. So you're going to go 2 1/4, 4 1/2, 6 3/4. You're just going to keep going. So you're going to have 1 2 3 4 5 6. You're going to have 7 panels. The reason you're going to have 7 panels, you've got 6 boxes, but then I've done an extra panel, so when it wraps round it ties nicely together. Okay, so I've got all those done and burnished, and if I turn it over, I've already started attaching my pattern papers. So my pattern papers for this are 3 3/4 inches deep on the cardstock and 2 inches across on the cardstock, and then on the pattern paper 1 3/4 inches across and 3 1/2 inches down. And then these can be stuck down. So I've already gone ahead and started sticking these down. I haven't stuck these down because this is where you're now going to attach some ribbon. Okay, so this is going to be your ribbon. So I've got a little piece of double-sided tape there. So before I stick these panels on, this is where you will attach your ribbon. Again, I'm using some ribbon from one of Sarah's collections. So this is from the Parisian collection. So I'm sure you've got ribbons out there from Sarah's collection you can use, and the Parisian cream matches perfectly with this paper collection, just to let you know. And then I'm going to add a bit on this side, just do a guesstimate. So again, I'm going to take that piece off and attach that onto there, and then I can attach my last few panels. Okay. The nice thing about these boxes is they can be used for ladies, they can be used for gentlemen, you could make them for children. Just by changing the cardstock, you can make these for anything. And the advent calendar I've done, you could even extend your advent calendars so they're deeper to take little fun-sized chocolates. So you can even move what I'm showing you here across to the advent calendar. So I'm just going to stick that one down on there, and then I'm going to bring this one across and stick this down on here. It's a lovely project to make this, and I do hope you do have a go, because it's what I call I made this in an afternoon. It was just a lovely little project to make, and with the double-sided dies doing all that measurement for you, it doesn't take very long at all for everything to stick up. And I'm just pushing my pattern papers onto the one I've done that's wet, because it just takes a little bit of time to dry. Might need to put a little bit more glue down there. So okay, just wanting it all to dry before I attach it. Okay, so that's that side. So they're my 7 panels across there. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're going to need to make 8 of these panels that I've given you the measurement for, because you need to make one. I turn it round like this way because I'm right-handed, but you're going to need one on this last bit to flat round. So let's get that stuck on there. Okay, that goes onto there as well. That's it. If you've got any glue seeping out, just rub it away while it's wet. And you always know with the callao that it dries clear. So you're okay. I'm using the tacky so it can take off quickly, so I can do this in real time for you. Okay, so let's start attaching some of our boxes that I've already put together while the other one's still drying. So again, go in with plenty of glue. Make sure you've got your hinge at the top, so you've got the glue on the base that you haven't got anything, and then you're just going to position that in its place, press down, be in a triangle actually. Once it's all glued, they're quite sturdy. That's the nice thing about them. So I'm just going to go in and attach all these. I mean, I was doing samples obviously for a Crafters Companion Demo Day, because I am a demonstrator for Crafters Companion. And when you get the products, it's lovely, because the more time you have, the more ideas you have to come up with. And it's just lovely to show customers the versatility of the products that we get from Crafters Companion, because there is just so many things you can do with the products they bring out. That's what I like about them. So just popping that one on there. Now the ones that are on the inside here, I haven't put any decoration on the sides here apart from the papers, because otherwise it's not going to roll together nicely. You know, if you're a jewellery maker, these make nice, you could make nice little gift sets, couldn't you, as a jewellery roll with these. So that's those stuck on. If I lift it up carefully, you can just see. Okay, so I'm just going to move that to the top and show you how we're going to finish this one off. So this is the one we glued together, and we stuck our panel on there. I can still feel the glue is a bit wet, but it's fine. That'll be fine. So I've got my lid with the little hole that was from the tag. Okay, but I want to make a little handle. So I've just got some cord from my Crafty Stash here. This is a nice gold colour, matches perfectly. And all I've done is I've just done a loop over and just made a knot, basically, just to make a little handle. Get that through there, Dawn. There we go. Just to make a little handle on there, and then I just snipped it there with the scissors. So that is my little handle ready to go. And then I've got a crocodile, and I'm using the smallest hole of my crocodile. If you haven't, you could use your pokey tool just to make a hole through there where the hole is. You could use a hole punch. I'm sure some of you have got office hole punches. So I'm just going to hover over the hole itself so I get it in the right spot. Punch that through. Okay, pop that to one side, and then I'm going to thread my knot through. Just get my tweezers. I'm just going to poke that through there. I've gone for the small hole so it's nice and snug. Okay, just pull that through. And what I've done to make it more secure, so it doesn't keep coming out if it does, I've just popped a little bit of glue around the inside, because you don't really see the inside. And then when you close the lid down, give that a little wiggle and a tug, and that will just disperse the glue on the inside round and hold your knot in place. So let's bring our project in so we can add the last one. Oh, this one has moved where the glue was wet. Oh dear, let's pull it off quickly. That's a shame. Oh, they're all right. This one's just moved. That's the trouble with the Centura pearl, because it's shiny. They do have a tendency to move about. But you'll have much more time at home when you're making one of these. That's it. And now the last one. Okay. That last one down on there. Pressing that down. I would leave those to dry normally just flat, but I'm going to show you what it's going to look like when it's all folded together. Okay. Oh, bring that round. In fact, let's bring the finished one in, because this one's still moving. I don't like that. It's still moving about. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. So let me bring this one in, because this one is still a bit wet. So this is my finished one, all done. All I've done on the top here is I've put some little adhesive rhinestones. Sure, you've got some there, to a colour that matches on my lids, so they're all ready to go. So I've just put a couple on each of the corners, and then on the panels on the outside I've done the same. But I haven't put any on the inside at all, because otherwise when you're rolling it up it's not going to work the same. So that is my triangular roll project. I hope you've enjoyed it, and you too can make yours with your double-sided box dies from Crafter's Companion. Thank you for watching. I'm Dawn from Dawn's Inspirations, and I hope to see you soon.